You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome, everyone. You're watching USA Global TV and listening on Business Talk Radio. You're watching Talking Heads. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and I am so proud to present this program. We have people from all over the world who are experts in their field who come and join me and present lessons to help make us better personally and professionally. And I have to tell you, every single show, without fail, I am writing, and I walk away thinking, I can't even believe that I am surrounded by people who are so talented, so generous, and so kind, and I just keep learning and learning and learning. So thank you to our team of presenters. We have two phenomenal people here today. Of course, it's no surprise because everyone on the team just keeps taking it up level after level. Let us welcome to the program Kerbeck, Heward, and Diann Floyd Boehm. Hi.
Hi.
So good to see both of you. I feel like I'm at a reunion every time I do this show. It's just so nice because what you share is so important, and you come from different perspectives, right? Different countries, different backgrounds, and yet the meaning is all the same. It's to help other people.
So true. And it's exciting to be part of Talking Heads, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both. So, Kerbeck, you were just here yesterday, I think, and Diann, you just were co-hosting Fashion, Fitness, Travel, and Leisure. So I thank you for turning around and coming back.
I love it, actually.
It kind of is addicting, isn't it? It's kind of like, I don't know, like show after show. And then on the weekends, I'm like, oh, the green screen's down. And I guess I'll just have to find other things to do. But it's fun.
I know. I could talk all day. About anything and meet people. So it's an honor to always be with you.
Thank you. I feel the same about you both. And I'm interested to see, because you two have not presented before together, have you? No. So each show, and I know you're not going to let me down, I see symmetry and connection between the presenters, and then I feel their energy. They're like, oh, I have to get in touch with you and see if we can collaborate or whatever. So I'm sure that's going to happen today. So I just want to let our audience know a couple of things, that this is a presentation platform. That means there will be no interviews here, just two incredible presentations and then discussions about each afterwards. So I'm going to spotlight each of you before we begin. Kerbeck, I would love for you to share a little bit about what you're going to talk on today and the background that you have that enables you to be an expert in this area.
Great. I'm known as the Harley Street Stress Expert, and I'm going to be talking about the sacral chakra. It's a transformational journey through the chakras, and I've been working with chakra psychology for 21 years. I've worked with a number of various incredible experts over the years, and I'm really pleased to be sharing with you some insights about how our relationships are affected by the imbalances within our body. That's Kerbeck Heward, the Harley Street Stress Expert. I can't wait to fill you in later on.
Thank you, Kerbeck. And I do want to mention to our folks who are watching live that Kerbeck did a brilliant presentation yesterday on the root chakra. So you can go over to, not now, watch the show now, but later you can go over to USA Global TV and you can watch that episode. All right, Diann Floyd Boehm, what will you be presenting on, and what is your background that enables you to be an expert in this area?
Well, I'm excited today to share, now it's the beginner's understanding of narrative writing. And I'm excited to share that because a lot of people, we sit there and we just start writing, but to really understand the bolts of it all just makes you a stronger writer. So I'm very excited to share that with you. What makes me an expert is I'm a published author now. Yay! It's taken me a long time. But yay, I have publishing companies that have blessed me. And two, my background is education. And so writing and teaching kiddos and adults is helps me to become the person I am and just to be on talking heads. So thank you, Dr. Jacalyn, for recognizing me.
Thank you, Diann. Of course, you're being shy because you're not just a published book author of one book. How many books is it?
I think I'm about to have 6, and by
Yes.
by summertime I should have 8.
Woohoo!
Wow! Woohoo!
Thank you, Diann.
Pipeline after that. So
yay! And thank you for having my book behind you. I really appreciate that. I see my little head there.
There's actually some really great tips in there. So we're going to have to interview you too about that.
I would love that, actually. That's great. Thank you. Okay, so Caroline, are you ready to go, or should I go to commercial break?
I am. I'm ready to go.
All right, Diann, you and I are going to go backstage. Let me bring up Caroline's presentation. Caroline, do you want the 15-minute timer, or are you good?
Yeah, do it, just in case I can see it, because I might be able to see it.
Perfect. Okay, let me put you here. Sorry, you're here.
Okay, today I'm going to be looking at the transformational journey of the sacral chakra, which is also known as the sexual chakra. The sacral chakra is also known in the mantra and the Sanskrit mantra as Swadhisthana. Now, it's the expression of your sexuality. The sacral chakra is all about your sensual pleasure. It's the seat of your emotions and your feelings. And it's also the seat of your creativity, your relationships, and your fantasy. So let's look a little closer about what Swadhisthana means. Sva means self. Asthana means rule or dwelling place where self rules. It's our relationship center, and it's not just relationship with self, with others, it's also with self. That's the first relationship that we're in. It's with self. And then however we are being with ourselves, that expands and extends to everyone else. That's family, that's friendships, that's colleagues, and that's your intimate relationships as well. So we're always in a relationship with everything and everyone. It's the place of self, it's the seat of life, and it's also the seat of your emotions. Now, it's located in the lower belly, the lower abdomen. That's below the belly button. It's known as our center for our childlikeness and our spontaneity. It's our laughter center. You know, when children belly laugh, and that's what they do, they belly laugh, they're laughing in the sexual chakra. This is where everything becomes very peaceful. When we're in the sexual chakra, everything becomes pleasurable. This is the pleasure zone. So the gland associated with the sacral chakra is, for the woman, the ovaries, and for the man, the testes. Now the saboteur, because each chakra has a saboteur, something that we're experiencing and being that creates problems for us. And when we're feeling guilt over something, someone, some experience, that creates a challenge for the sacral chakra, and it stops it working. And that's why we say things like guilty pleasure, because it's the pleasure zone. And so that's where the guilt comes from. We say guilty pleasure or sinful pleasure, or if I eat that, I'm going to put weight on, so this is my sinful pleasure. So guilt is the saboteur of the sexual chakra. The element is water. So water is about our flow. So this is where we're literally flowing. And you might have heard people say, I'm in my flow. And that is because the sacral chakra is flowing. It's the center of your creativity and your sensuality. Center for relationships, our reproductive system, and also the libido. And that's for both men and women, because when there's an imbalance in the sexual chakra, there is a challenge in the sensuality and the intimacy, not only with other people. The first level of intimacy is with self. Intimacy breaks down to into me see. And what I mean by that is it's not about the other person. Intimacy starts with you. And if there is no intimacy in you, how can you be intimate with someone else? Which creates our libido problems. The sacral chakra is also associated with the bladder because that's water. So challenges, I've been mentioning relationship issues which create libido issues. So what happens in life? Things happen. And like bereavement issues, breakdown in relationships, family stuff, sickness, job changes, all sorts of things happen. That's how life is. And we have to handle it. And usually we handle things logically, practically, physically. But in order to protect ourselves, we tend to shut down the emotions and feelings, because we don't cope otherwise. We can't handle a funeral and a bereavement if there's so much practical things to do if we're in the emotional space. So we tend to, because it's a defense mechanism, shut down by default. It's a defense mechanism. It's not something you're thinking about. It's something that naturally happens. And when you shut down the emotions and feelings, the escape route is the mind. And then you think, talk, and analyze through everything. It suppresses, represses the emotions, and we move into a place of autopilot. Now, the other thing that's really interesting when you shut down the emotions and feelings is that it stops and it shuts down the sexual energy. It also makes life really hard. Life will be tough. Things will be challenging. Things won't be easy. It'll almost feel like you're work, and everything's a challenge. It won't feel fun and pleasurable. The sacral chakra is all about being in the zone. I see a lot of people that do sports, golf, football, and when they're in the zone, and if you explain, it's about getting into the zone. When you're in the zone, there is no mind. And when there's no mind, all there is pleasure. And when we shut down the feelings and emotions, we go onto autopilot. And what I mean by autopilot is we're going through the motions without the emotion. Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened there. So symptoms of imbalance would be detached, overthinking, overanalyzing. And when we're overthinking and overanalyzing, we're not in our experiences and our emotions and feelings. And feeling and experiencing, we're actually thinking through our experiences rather than being in our experiences. And I'm sure that you might be familiar with that. You can be talking through an experience or conversing through an experience and actually not experiencing the experience. Have you ever felt like that? That you're talking through it, analysing it, thinking the experience, and not actually feeling and experiencing the sensitivity of the pleasure and the experience that you desire to experience. So, of course, infertility, impotence, and menstrual issues will come in, because when we're not in the space of joy and we're not in the space of pleasure, then everything becomes really difficult. And if we're not experiencing pleasure, then infertility, it's not a place that you want to bring a child in. And so, because it won't feel safe. And so when there's a challenge in terms of thinking and analysing through your experiences, you're not actually experiencing pleasure. And so then everything becomes mechanical, and then your intimacy becomes mechanical, and it's not fun. And that can create an imbalance of infertility and menstrual issues, because essentially during your monthly cycle, it clears out everything, all the toxins that shouldn't be there. And that's the body's way of clearing out every month. Now, if there is a highly toxic situation in the sacral chakra, then the menstrual cycle will have its challenges. And it will be deeper, and there'll be more blood loss, and it's the way that the body literally clears out and detoxes every month for the woman to create a highly fertile environment for a baby. So we would become, when there's an imbalance in this sacral chakra, emotionally aloof, and will be hypersensitive and reactive, almost like a drama queen or king. I'm sure that you know of people that have been extremely upset about small things, silly things. And it's because emotionally they're not in tune with their emotions. They're aloof, out of it, which makes them hypersensitive. And because it affects the water area, there will be urinary problems as well. Infections, thrush for women, and all sorts of urinary infections. So let's look at how we can balance the chakra. Now, this chakra is orange. So if you look for foods that are orange, so oranges, orange juice, everything that's orange. So there's orange peppers, orange tomatoes, there's orange, there's lots of orange foods. There's cake, orange cake, and clementines, orange juice. So look at how you can change your diet and introduce more orange food. And when you're surrounding yourself with the nutrition of orange, the sensory for the sacral chakra is taste. And so it will increase your zest and your taste for life. Orange. Dance. When you dance, you're wiggling your bum. And if you're not, I would suggest that you do that, because when you move your middle, where the lower abdomen is, you feel different. You feel joyous and pleasurable and happy. And when you're moving in that way, so salsa, Ciroc, these types of Latino type dancing, always, when you look at them dancing, they always look as if they're having incredible amounts of fun. And that's because they are. Now, when you dance, you will feel different, because when you dance, you're going into the sexual energy, and that creates flow, and you will feel amazing. Put on your favorite songs and dance and sing. I often sing to my favorite 80s songs, and last night for a few hours I was listening to Krishna Das, he sings mantra. He's from the United States, and I'm singing along to sacred mantra, so chants, and they have a resonance and a vibration that make you feel amazing. And when you chant Sanskrit mantras, it makes something change in your body and in your thinking. It moves you to silence, and you move into a place of inner bliss, inner tranquility, and all there is peace. Breathing. When you breathe down into your belly, when you feed your belly with the breath it requires, it becomes alive. Now, when we're stressed, we breathe in the upper chest, and that feeds the mind. That just keeps the mind going. And if anybody has problems sleeping, breathe down into the belly. Push the belly out using muscle and breathing gently, and breathe into the sacral chakra. And that will create a level of joy, peace, harmony, and pleasure. So let's look at sacral chakra affirmations. I am grateful for the joy of being me. Yes, it is about being you. And so often we're not ourselves. We're trying to be someone else or pleasing someone else. People pleasing is one of the challenges of an imbalanced sacral chakra, that we're pleasing others and not having a space for me. I am living a pleasurable life. Yes, pleasurable. Because you know what? We're here once. We may as well have fun while we're here. So live as if you're dancing your last dance, as if you're living your last day, and have fun, because there is nothing else. And if you look at a baby, when a baby is first born, they are in the pleasure zone. I embrace and celebrate my sexuality. I am allowing my creativity to flow freely. It's my birthright to receive pleasure. Say these like they're your mantras and feel the sacral chakra come alive, and make your relationships come alive, and make your intimacy second to none. That's Caroline Heward, Mind and Body Connection, the Harley Street Stress Expert. You can reach me on the email nomorestress@live.co.uk, or my number +44 7523 120 189. It's been my pleasure to share this with you.
Wow, well done. What a great way to take us into the weekend. I got to get out there and start living.
Have pleasure.
Yes, I was thinking I need that as well. So I was trying to think of anything that is orange. I was thinking of turmeric. Would that count or not?
That's
Turmeric?
yellow. Turmeric is yellow. That's the next chakra. I'm going to go into that next time.
Okay. Diann, did you come up with any other orange foods?
No, I was sitting there thinking how I make sure I have warm lemonade. Not lemonade, but lemon water, because Mother taught us to do that ever since we were little. So I kept waiting, and I was like, shouldn't say lemons, but now I know it's the next one.
Yeah, yellow is the solar plexus, and there's more fun in that chakra too.
And I loved how you reminded us of the importance of water, because a while back my doctor said I needed to drink 20 fluid ounces of water, not 16. So it's like I measured that out, and now I drink even more.
Yeah.
I've always got water. I drink hot water, cold water. I don't drink tea or coffee because that depletes your water. And I've been drinking hot water as my tea, coffee for about 2 decades now.
Wow.
So it's just my norm, and I don't even think about it. Some people just say that's a really weak coffee. Especially if I do
give up my tea.
But well, I think
Yeah, Yeah, Caroline, I love your pacing and I love your voice, a very sultry voice, very sultry, and sort of it draws you into what you're talking about. So I thought it was a great topic. Between yesterday and today, I learned a lot of things I had no idea about chakras, which you would think I know practicing yoga and meditation, but I don't. So
it's a new world, and it gets even deeper.
No, it's important to know.
It is, and I loved how you brought up dance, because I love dance and salsa. One of these days I'm going to take salsa classes, because there's something very sensual about salsa.
Sure is. It's very sexy to dance.
I love
if you dance salsa, that's why I mentioned salsa, because that's exactly what it does. It moves the hips, it moves the arms, it moves the body. It just moves everything.
And you feel so good.
Yeah, well, that's the whole idea. And when we dance like that, and that's why I mentioned salsa, because it is one of those dances where you really move in every part of you, and your head, your arms, your body, your breath. It's all about everything. It brings everything in. I know quite a few salsa dance tutors that have a ball.
I was in Cuba once, and we went salsa dancing, and some of the Cuban shared movements and everything. And I tell you, by the time I was finished, it was a good thing.
Woo! Oh yes, you will be hot. It is hot.
Definitely the chakra.
Yes. Well, take it easy, girls. I'm here with my mom. All right. So.
Hi, Mom. I don't know, she might want to salsa.
She likes to dance. All right, we are going to take a break, and I'm going to put it up to you girls. Do you want to watch a couple of music videos, or do you want to watch some sponsorships?
It's up to you.
Caroline, your call.
I'd like a music and a sponsorship. So we have one of each.
All right. All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm going to play a music video that I'm going to say that there has to be a warning that there are all kinds of strobe lights. So I'll put the warning across the screen. This is Laser Girl, Dead at First Sight. Have either of you seen this?
No.
All right. She comes from Brighton in the UK. Brighton. Laser Girl. Here we go.
Hello boys and girls, and welcome to Story Garden. Your host, Diann Boehm. I'm so happy to have you here today.
Diann Floyd Boehm tells wonderful stories that warm the heart, spark the imagination, and unite people and families across generations. For children, Diann's Harry the Camel connects with all of us who've ever wondered how different our lives might have been if only we'd been born something better, like a wonderful horse instead of an ordinary camel. In the end, we all learn along with Harry that there's nothing better than just being yourself. Diann's Little Girl in the Moon looks down on earthbound children and wonders if they know she's just like them. A story of love, home, and the bond between mother and daughter, its powerful theme that we're each of us different yet all of us the same plants a seed in children that promises to blossom within a loving and trusting grown-up. Diann's new biography, Rise, recounts the experiences of her grandmother, Ruby, to reveal the hidden strength of the human spirit. Ruby's story inspires all of us to become the best versions of ourselves. You'll find all of Diann's delightful books and much more at diannfloydboehm.com. Visit diannfloydboehm.com. That's diannfloydboehm.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hello and welcome back. That's the second time today. How about that? I forgot to put us back on stage. Welcome to USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. You're watching Talking Heads. Thank you to our sponsors, Laser Girl Dead at First Sight and Diann Floyd Boehm. That was kind of dramatic between the two videos, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Very relaxing.
It was good.
So, yeah, it was good. So Caroline Heward is here, and so is Diann Floyd Boehm. Ladies, I'd just like to ask you, any idea what that video is about? Laser Girl.
No, I was so busy with the beat, I was dancing.
All right. Caroline?
It was very 80s. It kind of, was it about challenges and relationship?
Yes, I believe it's about internet dating. When you first see the guy, his heart is cut out. And then you see the Russian girl with the doll. She says she's a Russian girl, right? With the doll with the, what's it called? The thing with the pins.
Oh, I know. Where you
The doll with the pins.
No.
Anybody? Okay, we can't think of it. Anyway, apparently, excuse me, and Laser Girl speaks 3 languages. I think Russian is one of them. But she gets involved with this guy through an internet date, and he betrays her, I think, and that's what it's about. I think. Just putting it out there. Okay.
So I wasn't far away. Relationships difficulties.
Yeah, exactly. You win the prize, which is this fabulous book, 75 Hard. It's been read already. I'm going to mail that out to you.
It might go up to my shelf development.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. Very good. Well, Diann, it's your turn. And I keep forgetting I have a show after this. Okay, I have so much fun. I just get caught up. Okay, Diann, it's time for your presentation. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, would you like the clock?
Yes, please.
All right, here we go.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beginner's Narrative Writing. Today's overview is the definition of narrative writing, and we're going to discuss first person, second person, third person. I'm going to give you a little bit of tips and some exercises to do on your own. But most importantly, I want you to sit back, I want you to relax, and I want you to embrace imagination. Because even though we're speaking about some foundations of writing, embracing imagination just puts you into the moment. And that's where we want to be, in the moment. Okay, let's get ready. Narrative writing, the definition. Narrative writing is telling a story. It has a sequence of events and a plot. In first-person narratives, the main character is telling you the point of view. The reader is limited only to what the main character knows. So I'm going to repeat that because it's very important. The reader is limited to only what the main character knows. So in writing first person, you're going to use first person pronouns. I, me, we, mine, and our. I, me, we, mine, and our. Like O-U-R. The first person examples would be like autobiographies, memoirs, and blogs. Here's a fun story. This story is a children's story, and it's called Me and My Fear. And here's a sentence from there. I don't understand anyone, and they don't understand me. Or maybe your character reads it, I don't understand anyone, and they don't understand me.
So the exciting thing about writing first person is, remember, you get to be in the character's head and you get to decide how that voice is, and your reader, depending on the age group, puts in their mind how that person sounds in the story. I love that. Another first person narrative is The Forgetful Night. I missed my friend. Or maybe it's like, I missed my friend. And depending on the story and the point of view, how does that character sound? And where are you going with the story? In narrative writing, the first person, I'm going to give you some example sentences. I'm going to the baseball game. We were walking down the street when I saw the car hit the lamppost. Mine. I said this is mine. This is our time to play on the slide. So did you hear the pronouns? I, we, mine. This is our, O-U-R, time. First person sentence examples. In second person narrative, a narrator tells the story for the author, and the readers will read pronouns such as you, yours, and your. And the author wants the reader to feel like they are the character. So let me repeat that. The author wants the reader to feel like they are the character, or in other words, they get to experience the action. The reader feels like someone's having a conversation with them. So children's books are really big into that second person, and recipes are as well. An example, dragons love tacos. Hey kid, did you know dragons love tacos? Immediately it draws the character in because the character's saying, did you know? And the reader's like, no, I didn't know. Or maybe the reader's like, oh yes, I knew. I had a taco with the kid just the other day. No, that's not what happens in the story. I just like to use my imagination, and I hope you're using your imagination now as well. Second person, another example. I love this book. How to Babysit Grandpa. Babysitting a grandpa is fun if you know how. When your grandpa rings the doorbell, what should you do? Hide! So immediately the reader, they're telling them to hide, and the reader is totally engrossed into that story. Some second person sentence examples. You go to the baseball game instead of him. You were walking down the street when you saw the car hit the lamppost. Is that correct? Your mom said you had to go. Is this yours? Did you hear the pronouns you, your, and yours? Second person. And the third person narrative storytelling. The third person is very, very popular, especially for preschool and elementary age children. The third person means the author uses a storyteller or a narrator to tell the story. This style allows the narrator to share what's going on inside the character's mind and what he's thinking. And the author uses person pronouns, the third ones, she, he, it, or they. In the third person storytelling, the narrator knows everything. It's so exciting. So he or she can share the story because they know what has happened, what is happening, and what might happen. Many authors enjoy writing in this style because it's fun. I know I do. It's fun to know what the character's thinking, and he or she can get inside that head. So, a fun story is Marshmallow. It's a third-person children's story. Oliver is a tabby cat who always is the center of attention. Marshmallow is a baby rabbit who moves in to Oliver's home. So you can already see when the author set the stage for this, for the point of view, that we are going to get to know what Tabby's thinking and what Marshmallow's thinking. And the narrator is going to share with us how the two start to develop a relationship. Some third-person sample sentences. They are going to the baseball game. She was walking down the street when she saw the car hit the lamppost. Tom said he was going to join us in about an hour. They, she, and he. So let's review for a second. It's very important to remember this, and you might want to make yourself a little card and put it on a board that reminds you of various things to do when you start to write. First person pronouns I, me, we, mine, and our, O-U-R. Second person pronoun you, yours, and your, Y-O-U-R. Third person pronoun she, he, it, or they. Some exercises to think about, to do offline. How to make a cake. Why did the boy borrow your bike? And how did your dog Remy run? Or why did your dog Remy run? So these are 3 sentences you could use to help build a story and practice narrative writing. How to make a cake. Why did the boy borrow your bike? And why did your dog Remy run? Some tips. When selecting your point of view, remember an author's point of view is always first person, second person, or third person. You select your point of view based on the needs of your story. Let me repeat. Based on the needs of your story is how you select your point of view, first, second, or third person. Finally, you can identify your style of narrative based on the pronouns you used. So when you practice your writing or you're just having fun telling a story, just think about it when you're over or do some reflection, and you'll discover some of your favorite ways to approach narrative writing. Some narrative writing reminders. Again, you decide your point of view. You're going to describe your characters. You're going to have a setting. You're going to have a problem, and you're going to have a solution, which means in your stories, a beginning, a middle, and an end. In the beginning, you describe your character settings and you introduce the problem. In the middle, you continue building the problem, and in the end, you solve the problem. So I want you to have fun with your writing. Think about fun things to talk about. Everyone has a story, and I know you do too. So I want you to embrace imagination, have fun with your writing, and remember, once more, to embrace imagination with first, second, and third person narrative writing. Over to you, Dr. Jacalyn.
Well done. Well done. I love how you broke it out and made it so simple and easy to follow. And by the way, your passion and excitement and the way you change your voice, inflections are amazing. So I want to go over to Caroline, who you mentioned you have not written a book or published a book yet. So what are your thoughts as you hear her presentation that is designed for beginner authors?
Wonderful and extremely helpful. And one of the other things I want to share with you is I've been invited to be one of 20 authors, so a co-author of a book that's coming out later this year. And I have to write a chapter. And so what I just heard is really helpful.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
And I would say that I'm already using first person quite a lot anyway. I feel our book, our experience, our understanding. And when somebody actually says you're, and they're telling me about their symptoms, their challenges, I say that they're not owning it because they're giving it to me. So I kind of have some understanding when they say, and when you're experiencing stress, you don't sleep very well. And so that's what they're saying to me. And that's because they're not owning their stress and their sleep problems.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it is. So I'm picking it up in a different way. I never thought about, writing. So it was absolutely amazingly helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I see that there could be a book there about the 7 chakras, that your interpretation and how learning about them has changed your life, or the ability for you to change other people's lives.
Do you know, that's my 3rd book then, by the sound of it.
You better get busy, Caroline.
Well, like Louise Hay, she was very famous, and she didn't start writing until she was 60, so I have about 2.5 years left. But I'm really excited because this is one way that I can be a co-author and start. And yes, there's so much that I need to write, that I need to begin. And I'm excited because I just have to create space to do that, because I have so much.
I like that, creating space. And Dr. Jacalyn, if I could just interject for a moment.
Sure.
I really want our listeners to realize that you don't have to be an English major to write stories. You don't have to be perfect at your writing. The fabulous thing about writing is that you have this desire to share a story. And there are people that are professional, that are editors, and they'll help you with all the other stuff. Just have the passion and belief that you can write and just put it down on paper. And please know that you can always email me and ask me questions, because Dr. Jacalyn, you know how much I love to help people to be their very, very best. And I think that's what Talking Heads is all about, is for us to enrich others.
I would agree. Thank you. And Diann, I was just thinking, for a future episode, if you feel like it, I would love to have you talk about the fact that even though you write a book and you wanted to publish it, you don't have to publish it that moment. In other words, you can build up the audience and have that hook out there that it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And I think when you work with a publisher other than self-publishing, that's what the case typically is. Yes? No? Maybe?
Yeah. No, you're right. And I'm learning more and more about this industry. And I'm already in the process of getting ready to lay out some hooks to make people want to see more and more. And actually, you are part of the hook because of the kind of things you wrote about Rise. So,
well, thank you. Thank you. And my second book is actually finished. Diann's in my second book, but we're not releasing it until next year. And I'm halfway through my 3rd book. So, now that I'm working with a group of people, I'm not going to just publish it myself, and I'm going to wait and build it up after this platform the USA Global is finished being rolled out in January. So that's that. Anyway, I'm so excited. Thank you. You as well. I'm so excited that we had 2 phenomenal presentations, which doesn't surprise me. I learned from both of you, and I hope that you 2 will connect and see where future collaborations can be. And I am going to end the show now because presenting Pet Psychic Amina is coming right up. So Diann, the best way to reach you is?
Through my website, Diann Floyd Boehm. And for those who are just listening and can't see it, it's DiannFloyd B as in boy, OEHM.com. Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn.
Thank you. It's so funny. For the longest while, I could not say your name. I would be like, Bomb, Beam.
I did the same thing when I was dating him.
Now I've got it. Caroline, what's the best way for people to reach you?
Either by email, which is no more stress, spelled as the words no, NOMORE, stress, STRESS, at live.co.uk, or reach out on the phone, +44 if it's international, 7523 120 189.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That is such a great email address.
You like it? It was a makeshift one. It was one because I lost, I had a limited company, and it had, got everything set up, and I lost the email, which was called Boost with Vitality. And so No More Stress was a makeshift one. It was a Hotmail account, really, because I just needed an email for people to reach me on. And I had so much good feedback about my email address. Now I'm stuck with it. Now I can't get rid of it. And I've even got, sort of Carolina Stress Express, but it doesn't say as much as No More Stress does. So
I love No More Stress.
I think it's perfect. It's definitely
I think your
perfect.
angels took care of you there.
Yes, you're definitely set. And I just want to say, for anybody wanting to reach out to me, Jacalyn at drjacalyn.com. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, if you'd like to be interviewed, to be considered to be on Talking Heads, if you'd like to be a sponsor, we have great opportunities for advertisements for a few $100s on the Global Post, our newsletter, as well as on our show. So do reach out, Jacalyn at drjacalyn.com. And I'm going to play the closing credits, and we can all give a big wave goodbye after I find it. Here it is. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.